Good morning. What a great crowd. Thank you for being here. Can you imagine if this was going to be last week? I think we're 80 degrees warmer. Isn't that crazy? Welcome to Minnesota. So thank you for choosing to be here this morning. My name is Sarah Lockwood. I'm the artistic director of Hastings Arts Center and the owner, and along with my partner and husband and wonderful sound man, Travis Lockwood, who's not here. He set up the live stream earlier, so he's at his day job. So I have a few announcements. First, most importantly, make sure your cell phones are on silent, airplane mode, something of that nature. And also, please no video recording of any kind. You may take pictures, but make sure the sound and flash are off. Got it? Okay. We have another coffee concert next week. So it is March next week. And the Luke's String Quartet will be bringing a beautiful program. So they've never been here at the Hastings Arts Center. The connection was a fellow violinist colleague and former teacher from here at Blessings Academy, and she referred them to us, and so they're bringing a beautiful program. There's nothing like a string quartet, right? Just like there's nothing like a harp, right? So come back next week and enjoy coffee and treats and good music. Just a word about the artwork in the gallery. It is the Hastings Public Schools middle school and high school students. And so wonderful talent there. They are having their opening art reception this Wednesday from 5 to 7 p.m. So if you want to come and meet some of these young artists, I'm sure they would love to hear how wonderful you think they're artists, right? So, yes, Carolyn. Don't throw away your cup. We apologize. We did not anticipate this many people. It's a good problem. So if you'll note on the second page of your program, you might have a double-sided program or you might have one that's stapled together. So the second page at the bottom, you'll see there's some upcoming events, and I just want to highlight a few. Metro Brass is coming to perform on Friday, March 28th at 7:30. Our Friday night concerts start at 7:30 p.m. They haven't been here since probably the year we opened, so it's kind of cool that they're coming after 10 years. We've been hit or miss trying to book them. So Metro Brass is an 11-piece brass ensemble with a drummer, and they have a special guest named Reed Grimm. Not sure if that name is familiar to you, but he was on American Idol in 2012. So it's kind of cool. He's actually from Ellsworth, so homegrown around here. So it would be great if you could attend that. So I did bring my square. So if you want to purchase tickets for Metro Brass, just let me know after the concert. Another thing to point out is you'll see it says, I think it says Guardian Angels Church Anniversary Celebration Week in April, and that's April 6th through 12th, because it is our 10-year anniversary, and it's also the 160th anniversary of this building here. We're having a week-long special celebration to just commemorate those two anniversaries. So you'll see a list of what's happening that week. There will be more details to follow. We'll have like a one-page of actually what's happening that week. So we're really excited. I have a wonderful committee that's been working with me for over a year in planning that week. So I hope you all participate in some of it. So I'd like to say thank you to our wonderful people that helped with coffee and treats, Diane, Monica, and Carolyn. Please give them a hand. And again, I'd like to thank Travis Lockwood for helping with the live stream. Hello, everybody on the live stream. And I'd really like to thank Hastings Prescott Arts Council for providing these concerts free to you to attend. So please thank HPAC. All right, so our performer is a wonderful harpist, composer, performer, and you'll note in her biography, which is also on the second page, that she won second place in the World Harp Competition. I think this was last summer. Yeah, she's really good. And I could pinch myself because she teaches here at Blessings Academy, and she lives nearby. So it is absolutely amazing. I just love working with her and knowing her, and so I know you're in for a real treat with this program. She is taking harp students, so if anybody, whether you're 5 or 100, she is taking students. So if you ever want to try the harp, you can definitely talk with her afterwards. So please welcome to the stage, Amy Num.
When despair for the world grow in me, and I wake in the night at the least sound, in fear of what my life and my children's lives may be, I go and lie down in the place where the wood drake rests in his beauty on the water, and the great heron feeds. I come into the peace of wild things, who do not tax their lives with forethought of grief. I come into the presence of still water, and I feel above me the day-blind stars waiting with their light. For a time, I rest in the grace of the world and am free. Thank you so much, everyone, for being here today. It's just an honor and a delight to play for you. I'm Amy Nam. I teach harp and piano here at the Hastings Arts Center. And I would also like to give my thanks to the Hastings Prescott Arts Council for sponsoring the coffee concert series. And if you are a donor to the Hastings Prescott Arts Council, thank you so much for your generosity and for the work that you're doing to make arts programming and education available and accessible in our community. I've curated a lovely program for you today of poetry and short works for the harp. Some are very poignant, as you've heard, and others are just delightful. This next set of selections by the French composer Germain Taillefer is just whimsical. I discovered these pieces for the first time this December, so it's been a joy getting to know them for the first time as I prepared them for you today. After that, I'll be playing this wonderful, free, imaginative piece by the Mexican composer Gabriela Ortiz that just pairs so well with the Emily Dickinson poem that I'll be saying in between. And these pieces I'll be performing as a set. So thank you again for joining me this morning. no brigadier throughout the year, so civic as the jay, a neighbor and a warrior too, with shrill felicity, pursuing winds that censure us, a February day. The brother of the universe was never blown away. The snow and he are intimate. I've often seen them play. When heaven looked upon us all with such severity, I felt apology were due to an insulted sky, whose pompous frown was nutriment to their temerity. The pillow of this daring head is pungent evergreens, his larder terse and militant, unknown refreshing things. His character a tonic, his future a dispute, unfair in immortality that leaves this neighbor out. Now we turn to the cozier part of the season. Noël means Christmas in French. Next are 6 Christmas scenes by the French composer Marcel Tournier. Afterwards, a wonderful poem by the British-American poet W.H. Auden about the dreary English weather that makes being inside with loved ones during the holidays all the brighter and warmer. And then La Madone, a beautiful piece by the French-Canadian harpist composer Caroline Lizotte. She wrote La Madone while she was expecting one of her daughters, and she ended up giving birth on Christmas Day. So this piece is dedicated to mothers and the tender moments shared between a mother and their newborn child. You'll even hear the creaking of the rocking chair in the bass wires of the harp. Grown used to New York weather, all too familiar with smog. You, her unsullied sister, I'd quite forgotten, and what you bring to British winters. Now native knowledge returns. Sworn foe to festination, daunter of drivers and planes. Volants, of course, will curse you, but how delighted I am that you've been lured to visit Wiltshire's witching countryside for a whole week at Christmas, that no one can scurry where my cosmos is contracted to an ancient manor house, and 4 selves joined in friendship, Jimmy, Tanya, Sonia, me. Outdoors, a shapeless silence. For even then, birds whose blood is brisk enough to bid them abide here all the year round, like the merle and the mavis, at your cajoling, refrain their jocund interjections. No cock considers a scream. Vaguely visible, treetops rustle not, but stay there, so efficiently condensing your damp to definite drops. Indoors, specific spaces, cozy, accommodate to reminisce and reading, crosswords, affinities, fun. Refected by a sapid supper and regaled by wine, we sit in a glad circle, each unaware of our own nose, but alert to the others, making the most of it. For how soon we must re-enter when lenient days are done, the world of work and money, and minding our P's and Q's. No summer sun will ever dismantle the global gloom cast by the daily papers, vomiting in slipshod prose the facts of filth and violence that we're too dumb to prevent. Our Earth's a sorry spot, but for this special interim, so restful, yet so festive. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, fog. Now, we Minnesotans know that winter also has its harsher side. Winter is when much plant, insect, and animal life goes dormant or dies. And in a way, this is the brutal reality of it, but when seen as part of nature's larger cycle of life, it's also beautiful. So I dedicate this last part of the program as a reflection on the more severe side of the season, with a reminder that it's this more severe aspect of winter that makes spring rebirth possible and all the more joyous. One summer, I went every morning to the edge of a pond where a huddle of just hatched geese would paddle to me and clamber up the marshy slope and over my body, peeping and staring, such sweetness every day, which the grown ones watched, for whatever reason, serenely. Not there, however, but here is where the story begins. Nature has many mysteries, some of them severe. 5 of the young geese grew heavy of chest and bold of wing, while the 6th waited and waited in its gauze feathers, its body that would not grow. And then it was fall. And this is what I think everything is about. The way I was glad for those 5 and 2 that flew away, and the way I hold in my heart the wingless one that had to stay. They said it will be like snow falling. Tonight, a hollow wind beating the laurels. And in the morning, quiet, the laurels quiet. The soft sky resting on the treetops, and the earth not crying anymore. I read it would be safe, like snow lying locked in a secret promise with the ground. And the clear distances, the friendly hills would whisper, it is easy, easy as sleep, to the lost traveler frozen in the field. But now it's come. How different without those reassuring voices. Now I face the bright white glare of January, naked among the clashing laurels, while the earth stumbles and cries like any lonely lover. Winter arrives, shining dictation the wet leaves give me, dressed in silence and yellow. I am a book of snow, a spacious hand, an open meadow, a circle that waits. I belong to the earth and its winter. Earth's rumor grew in the leaves. Soon the wheat flared up, punctuated by red flowers like burns. Then autumn arrived to set down the wine's scripture. Everything passed. The goblet of summer was a fleeting sky. The navigating cloud burned out. I stood on the balcony, dark with morning, like yesterday with the ivies of my childhood, hoping the earth would spread its wings in my uninhabited love. I knew the rose would fall, and the pit of the passing peach would sleep and germinate once more. And I got drunk on the air until the whole sea became the night and the red sky turned to ash. Now the earth lives, numbing its oldest questions, the skin of its silence stretched out. Once more, I am the silent one who came out of the distance wrapped in cold rain and bells. I owe to earth's pure death the will to sprout.